Hey there, hey friends, Ken here, your thrifty apprentice, and do you all remember this? This is the Artwell Artist Gouache Paint Set 42 count Jelly Gouache set. Artwell so generously sent me this set and many other products about a year ago, which I've had a chance to test, unbox, swatch, and review all those products on the channel. I will be sure to link them so that you would be able to check them out. This particular set was so unique in the fact that it came with its own individual lids for each one of the jelly cups, as well as an airtight, secure top for the entire palette that would help keep your jelly gouache fresh, pliable, and workable for a very long time to come. Well, friends, I am happy to say that Artwell has now released this 42 count jelly gouache set. 42 jelly gouache colors that include 18 of the basic colors plus 24 all brand new metallic colors. And I cannot wait. So let's jump into this unboxing, swatching, and first painting demo with this brand new product. As we jump into swatching, I was really happy to see a color-coded label sheet included that had the cups in the order in which they came in the palette. Although there's information on top of each cup, it is good to have something that's kind of color-coded and a little bit bigger with the writing to make it easier for anyone who may have vision problems to see. Great big shout out to Artwell for sponsoring this video. Now, although the video is not paid, they did so graciously send the set to the studio for review, and I would love to give great thanks to them. Artwell has been really good about working with me and their products since for a couple of years now, and I just want to acknowledge that relationship and acknowledge the fact that they're one of the few companies out there who will work with new content creators, new influencers. So thanks to Artwell. With that said, once the review video drops, as you know, I will still be 100% honest about my view. Now, this set came with 24 metallic and 18 regular colors. After labeling, the first thing I needed to do was to set out to see how many of the regular colors crossed over with the 42 colors of the original set. Now, I knew none of the metallics would be in the old because those are all new. But of the 18 original colors that are in here, 7 of them cross-reference the old set, meaning that there's 11 new regular gouache colors in this set outside of the 24 metallic. So you will have 7 included that are in the old set, which is pretty decent, not a really big deal. Now, once I get to the demo section, I am going to make sure that I'm only using colors that are included in the new set along with some of the metallics, just to kind of keep the video fair. So after getting all of that squared away, I set out to actually swatch all of the gouache. Now, the first thing I noticed is that the consistency of the metallic gouache seemed to be a little bit different from the consistency of the rest of it, including the first set. This is a looser formula. And I'm not sure if it's because it sat on the shelf for a while before it was sent to me, or if it's just the way the formula is on a regular basis, but there seems to be a bit of separation. I'm not sure if it was between the pigment and the binder, or the binder and the mica, or maybe all three. But whatever the case is, I did have to grab a toothpick and blend it together before I felt really comfortable swatching it out. And once I did get it mixed, I didn't really experience any problems. And I have to say that that had absolutely no effect on the actual performance of the gouache. Now, throughout these next couple of videos until we get to the review, I'm going to try to keep my quote-unquote opinion about the gouache to myself until the review drops. So I will be telling you more about how I'm using the gouache versus what I think of the gouache. Now, with that said, the opacity of it was pretty cool, although I thought the consistency was just a little, and that's not necessarily a review method. This is just a straight observation off the top. So I'm just going to go through and open each one of them, get them mixed out just to make sure, get them swatched, and And I'm just going to, just make sure that all of the colors are there and all of those good things. Then I'm going to actually jump into swatching the regular colors. Like I said, there's only 11 new ones. I didn't feel the need to actually open anything in the new set that was a repeat, especially when I already had it open from the old set. Now here you'll see I jumped into swatching out the regular gouache, and you can see right away the difference in consistency. This is much thicker, but they both seem to give you about the same amount of coverage, which actually kind of caught me off guard. Now I'm going to go ahead and jump on off at this point, and I'm going to see you guys doing the demo of this paint. So friends, let's kick off this demo. I am really excited. First of all, I'm using a really cute, kind of one-of-a-kind ceramic palette that I got from Paint Crush, Christy Rice over on Palm Street. So I'm really excited about using this and just playing around. I am using some Zen All Media brushes by Royal and Langnickel. They're good for a lot of different mediums, and I am painting on light wish 100% cotton, 140-pound cold pressed acid-free paper, just to make sure that I can get a really good result. I'm shooting to paint a hibiscus here, and I'm going to go in with quite a few layers, starting off with the first layer being a mixture of a rosy red and a yellow. This is pastel yellow. I forget the name of the red, and then of course the blue I'm going to be using is ultramarine. I have sap green on the palette, and then I also have titanium white. Now I've always been a really huge fan of Artwell gouache. When it comes to student grade jelly gouache, it is probably my #1 recommended jelly gouache. I think it's super opaque. Now another one that's out there on the market, Anagani, I feel like it's super comparable to this one, and I've heard people say great things about their experience with Anagani. So if you like the Anagani paints, I really feel like you're gonna love the Artwell gouache. Again, probably one of the most opaque gouaches in a jelly cup, student grade. That was my experience with their first set, and right away I could tell that the formula had not changed for the regular colors. Now, as we saw from the swatching section, the consistency for the metallic colors are going to be a little bit different, but we'll get to testing those out shortly in this demo. Now, the first layers, I just sort of did a gradation from the center of the flower on each petal, going up through the middle where it turned into a yellow hue, and then just keeping it really watery and light and washy out towards the tip of the petal. And I'm going to do that for all of them. Now, how I'm painting the leaves is pretty straightforward. I'm pre-wetting each section, and I am taking my time to do either one leaf at a time or one petal at a time. This is going to really give me the chance to see whether the gouache has any flow to it when it's in a washy state, how quickly it will build its opacity as the paper starts to dry, whether or not it would allow you to build that opacity and layer while the paper is still damp. The shift that there's going to be from wet to dry. So there's a lot of preliminary testing going into this very first composition, including a lot of color mixing. One of the main reasons I wanted to go ahead and limit the paints that I chose to the second set versus pulling anything from the the original set. Well, I am going to pull a burnt sienna from this set, but that's going to happen later on. I did want to kind of use what I thought was the primary yellow, red, and blue of the 18 regular colors in the new set in order to do this composition with, because we always want to kind of try to test the versatility of any of the products that we're using. And then gouache is actually really wonderful in mixed media, so I really wanted to see, if I was working with a super limited color palette, just how well it would work out, how many colors would I be able to produce from it. And I feel like, for the first testing right out the gate, I really didn't have any issues with anything. As you can see there, I even mixed a brown that I used sparingly here and there in order to paint whatever I felt I needed to. So no real issues. What I'm going to do is throw some music on in the background, let the rest of this play out. It's pretty straightforward and self-explanatory. You're going to be pretty amazed at the color payoff that comes about once I actually get to using the metallic gouache and putting in some line work for a little pizzazz at the end. So definitely be sure to check the video out through completion so that you won't miss that, and do stay tuned in the very near future for other Artwell jelly gouache videos that are coming up, ultimately leading to a review that I'll get to in about a week or so. If you liked anything about this video, friends, enjoyed hanging out, seeing this illustration being done, don't forget to sprinkle a little love. Give the video a thumbs up. I would really, really appreciate it, friends. If you feel so inclined, do share the video. Sharing is caring, and it's another great way to get it out there in front of wonderful viewers like yourself. If you're new to the channel or returning and you haven't subscribed, please do hit the subscription button, notification bell, so that you will know when we upload and when we go live. I'm really trying to get the thrifty art community really active and intertwined with each other. So use the comment section, friends. Let's start conversations, ask questions, help each other out, whatever it takes in order to build growth and positivity and spread the love and the joy that art can bring. Let's get it initiated. I'm all here for it. You can check the video description for all of the relevant links. Enjoy the rest of this video. Be sure to check out the recommended video at the end. And remember, as I tell you always, just keep creating.